Dr. G. Satish Reddy, a renowned defense and aerospace scientist, is acclaimed for his significant contributions to defense R&D in technology leadership, spanning several decades. He is presently the President of Aeronautical Society of India, a leading professional body in the field of aeronautics, aviation, and aerospace, founded in 1948 in India. He graduated in Electronics and Communication Engineering from JNTU, Anantapur, and holds MS degree and PhD in ECE from JNTU, Hyderabad. He joined Defence Research and Development Laboratory in the year 1986 and subsequently at Research Center Imarat, the brainchild of Dr. Kalam, after its formation. He started his journey as an navigation engineer and later as technology director, developing many inertial sensors and diversified hybrid navigation systems, making India self-reliant in navigation technologies. As project director, he developed the India's first guided bomb paving way for indigenous development of long-range smart precision weapons. Dr. Reddy spearheaded the development of advanced avionics as director, Research Center Imarat, and headed Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Missile Complex as Director General, Missiles and Strategic Systems. During his illustrious career, he held many prestigious appointments in Government of India as Secretary Department of Defence R&D, Chairman, Defence Research and Development Organization, Director General, Aeronautical Development Agency, and Scientific Advisor to Raksha Mantri. Dr. Reddy is the Chief Architect of country's first anti-satellite missile test, Mission Shakti, elevating India to the elite club of 4 nations. This notable contributions for development of hypersonic technology demonstrator vehicle, a series of new generation long and short range missiles, air-independent propulsions of submarines, advanced tower artillery gun system, drone and anti-drone systems, lightweight tanks, precision-guided munitions, among many others, have been transformative for enhancing the defense capabilities of India. Dr. Reddy, a visionary, was instrumental in formulation of many progressive policies, strategies, and initiatives for strengthening defense R&D ecosystem in India. He played a vital role in combating COVID-19 pandemic. Under his leadership, DRDO developed more than 700 products including high-end ventilators, large oxygen plants, anti-COVID drug ODG, personal protective equipment, and transferred the technology to over 100 industries and built many COVID hospitals across the country. He is the first recipient outside the USA in over 4 decades to be honored with the prestigious missile systems awarded by American Institute of Aeronautics and Astronautics, world's largest aerospace technical society. Other distinguished awards conferred Dr. Reddy including National Aeronautical Prize, National Systems Gold Medal, National Design Award, Astronautical Society of India Aryabhatta Award, the first IEI IEEE USA Engineering Excellence Award, Homi J. Baba Gold Medal, Scientist of the Year, and Youngest Scientist Award from Honorable Prime Minister of India. For sustained R&D contributions, he has been honored and inducted as Honorary Fellow, Honorary Member, Foreign Member, Fellow, and also part of the governing bodies of over 35 scientific, professional, and academic institutions spread across India and abroad. He also been conferred with over 25 honorary degrees of doctorates from different institutes. We are delighted to have him in our midst today, sir. Now I take the privilege of inviting Dr. G. Satish Reddy to share his insights and experiences.
Namaskar. Respected Dr. Hanuman Chaudhary Garu, the chairman of the Gudlavar Engineering College. Let's say every 5 years what it should be doing, what are the targets, what we should have, and what way we want to shape this university is one important thing. Actually, 25 years journey you should have and may lay that roadmap and see that you are following that roadmap. And of course you can have frequently some review mechanisms, and based on the conditions of that day you can take a course correction also. But then it is very important to have another 25 years roadmap for this institute, how you want to take it and what are the targets. You should definitely have some targets where you want to. Let's say example, what is your rankings today in the national level. And what is the target you like to have in the national rankings in the next 5 years and 10 years, sort of a thing. From there onwards, and many things you can think of and try to have one of the things what I thought. Coming to the scenario, Dr. Hanuman Chaudhary has mentioned some of the things, how the world is, how the countries have progressed, especially China, Malaysia, Korea and others, and how they have shaped where they were and where they are today, and that sort of a situation. But looking at our country also, I think that the country is going through a transformation very fast now. It is evolving itself in every sphere in a big way to emerge as one of the top nations in the world. That trajectory has already started in a big way. In any way, in whichever way you think of, just see these engineering colleges. I think when we joined the engineering, the whole state of combined Andhra Pradesh, we had I think 5 engineering colleges. The same Kakinada, Anantapur, Tirupati, Hyderabad and other places. And later a couple of places like Siddhartha and then Chaitanya Bharati and other things came. Now probably this, if you look at the 2 states, Andhra Pradesh and Telangana today, we may be having more than about 2,000 engineering colleges today, 2,000 engineering colleges. And those days in the whole country probably must be producing about 1,000 or 2,000 engineers a year. Today now we are producing 1.4 million engineers a year, 1.4 million engineers. And those days in 1970s also, where civil engineering was in the forefront of it, those days for that 1,000 or 2,000 engineers being produced in the country, it was very difficult to get a job today. Today 1.4 million engineers being produced here in the country. Almost 90% or 95% of them are getting the jobs today, whether here or abroad. This is one sea change which has come up and it is evolving itself. And every college is getting updated today to the new technologies which are emerging and new subjects which are emerging today. I just heard one of the 9 branches what you have here is one is artificial intelligence data sciences, one is artificial intelligence machine learning, and another is Internet of Things and all that. Shows that a institute which is located in a remote village has got 3 branches out of the 9 into the latest subjects what we have been developed. And probably by the time next time I come here, we will have the quantum technologies and other things and all those new subjects also probably having. So that is how the things are evolving. And similarly, if you look at it, we had only about 5 IITs. Now every state has an IIT today. And every state has Science Education Research, Indian Institute of Science Education Research, ISER, which to promote actually the country was taking more and more shape towards engineering and technologies, whereas sciences it was coming down. So ISERs were created to promote sciences, to promote scientific research and get into more and more sciences. ISERs have come into the picture, and so many IITs and so many students are coming. If you look at about 10-15 years back, almost 75% of or 80% of the students who are coming out of the IIT as bachelor degree holders, they were all going abroad. Most of them were going abroad. And today, the latest statistics say that close to 75% of the IIT students are staying back here in this country. Close to 75%, they are all staying here in this country. They are now not going anymore to the abroad. This is the scenario change. So there are things evolving like this. And if you look at many of the people, even now probably I think, the trend is to join computer science and IT. This is the trend what has been there. But definitely I am telling you, last couple of years, this trend is changing. Lots of youngsters are working in many areas. I can tell you because I've been going through a lot of startups and we have been promoting a lot of startups, youngsters in the incubation centers. Many students are getting into areas like metallurgy, working on advanced materials, working on propulsion technologies, rocket propulsion, missile propulsion, working on engines, electric propulsion, green propulsion systems. These are the things which you are seeing today. A lot has changed. And they are all actually not just startups, they have evolved themselves as good industries today. I can again give an example because I have recently visited one of the industries in Hyderabad. A boy who was about 23 years old boy came to me saying that for Agni missiles and other related missiles, what is the rocket motors we use it called a composite material. That's a temperature of the composite rocket motor is very limited, about 180 degrees or something like that. This boy said, give me a project, sir. I will improve this temperature and I will work on these materials and I will come back. We gave a project to him. And the same one, he has developed that material, taken it to close to 400 above from 180. And now the same boy in Girimetla has established a big industry. And now he is supplying rocket motors, nozzles, everything to both DRDO and ISRO in a big way. Same way, another boy from Indian Institute of Science, a small startup, he came to me saying that I will develop a water-based propellant for interplanetary motions. Interplanetary motion for that. Right? I spoke to the chairman ISRO and he gave him a 2 crores worth of project, successfully demonstrated water-based propellant for the interplanetary motion. And the same people, we gave projects from DRDO. You must have seen the news in just about probably a month back. We wanted them to develop green propulsion and electric propulsion for the satellites. They have developed in the Institute of Science, having a small startup. On 1st of January, when we launched PSLV, these boys, the same, they are actually not even married. One of the boys actually has got his reception tomorrow. His marriage is just 1 week back happened. And they have successfully launched in the PSLV, and both electric propulsion and green propulsion have been successfully proven in PSLV the other day. And now the entire world is coming to them saying that you give us the technology, whether it is Europe, US, France, UK, everybody is coming to these youngsters saying that you give me this. This is the type of evolution, and this is the type of a new technologies direction what youngsters are having, not just the computer science. I am not saying that people should not go into the computer science, should be going definitely, that is the opportunity, that the jobs are available. If we are not plunging into that computer science and IT area, the country would not have flourished this much, so many people would not have gone to US or other countries and all that, and so many families would not have got benefited out of it, and country's economy would not have gone up like this. But then, it is important for the country to have the same strength in all areas. Today, catching up with the artificial intelligence is very important. Like we have got hold on the IT, it is very important to get into the AI. But I am extremely happy. Last about 2 months at least I have visited about 10 to 15 industries in both Hyderabad and Bangalore. Together between just Hyderabad and Bangalore, there are at least 10,000 AI engineers working on various artificial intelligence related projects, which is extremely happy to see in this country. So this is the sea change. And if you look at it, this country the way earlier, anybody wants to start an industry, it used to be a big thing. A lot of risk-taking fellows only enters into industry, or people who have got a lot of money only were getting into industry. Because a lot of hazards. And then you always were looking for whom to supply. BHEL takes, or BEL takes, or somebody else takes a product, and what type of a product they want, and I will establish an industry for that and try to give it to these companies here in the country was the type of a mindset what we were having. That mindset has changed now with the youngsters coming up in the country in a big way. The ray of hope for this country has become youngsters, the way they are evolving themselves. Large number of startups have come up in the country today, working on most advanced technologies today. The way the startups have changed, that is why I said that most of the IIT students are staying back here in the country, because they are all into startups. Every academic institute has got an incubation center today, where the people are sitting together and just take about 50 square feet, 100 square feet place, and then you have your computer systems, and then you are working there and try to develop technology which you are trying to give. So look at the change. 2016, this country had just 458 startups, just 458. And today, latest day before yesterday, it says 1,14,269 startups are there in this country. 1,14,000. That is a huge change. Unicorns, every year 49, 27, 28, like this, every year unicorns are coming in this. This is a sea change. And the mindset you see, what we were trying to become ancillary units to our own local industries like BEL, HL, BEL, or BHL and ECL and all that. Now today, we are trying to supply it to the entire world. The man who is coming out with a startup here, coming out with a product, he is thinking he wants to supply it to globally anyone. And so the mindset has changed from the local supply chain to industry here to be a globally competitive mindset. Globally competitive mindset. So that is why if you look at majority of the startups are getting funding from abroad. You see, look at, you must have heard Skyroot, Dhruv, Garuda, whatnot, many startups. Everyone, there is somebody from US or there is somebody from Europe or somebody from Gulf countries are coming and funding these industries because the ideas or the technologies what they are working are state of the art and most modern technologies what they are working. So that is why the change has happened in the country, that we are evolving very fast and becoming a nation of innovations and advanced technologies. Day by day we are trying to produce many new advanced technologies and which are coming up. Our percentage of, even you take apps what are there in that today, our percentage is more than 10% of the total apps what are there available in the world today, which are generated from India. So likewise there are many things, and that's how the country has aimed today from 5th largest economy to become 3rd largest economy soon, and from $3 trillion economy to $5 trillion economy, and they are not very far-sighted. They are going to be as fast as possible we are going to achieve that. This is the way the country is evolving. This country, what it needs is as Hanuman Chandrigar was telling, inspiration, trigger, and then motivating the people, and the country of this country's people can do wonders, whatever you think today. Look at the recent successes, whatever you have seen. Today this country, the PSLV, Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle, which has been launched, I think 58th time, continuously without any issue has been successfully launched, taking hundreds and hundreds of satellites and putting into the orbit and taking to the Mars mission, taking to the Moon mission and landing on the Moon, and many things. Nowhere in the world it has happened that without any failure so many successful things have happened. And we are now we're going to have a Gaganyaan. We are going to send a man into the space station now. We are going to have a space station soon. Lots of technologies, the way our experiments have happened. In the space we have become one of the maybe 3-4 nations in the world who have such technologies. And similarly, in multiple areas, having come from defense, let me say some of the achievements. In the biodata of mine or profile of mine, somebody mentioned that we have done the anti-satellite test. I should mention the type of wonderful activity which is done. Our Prime Minister, in the end of 2016, he said we should demonstrate to the world that we can do very large, complex missions which are very advanced in technology, just for a demonstration, not to make the space as a war zone, and still keeping the peaceful, but the world should know that it is. And he said, we should do it in 2 years. I want to tell you, in the entire world today, there is no missile which has been developed in less than 5 or 6 years at all. But whereas here, you are developing the missile, you are trying to go to the space, and then you have a satellite there, launch the satellite, and you have to heat it with centimeters accuracy. Is such critical, complex activities with all over the country's world, radars and everything working, tracking, all those things you need to do. And he said 2 years. And we have accepted it. And Prime Minister said, you people have the capability, you can do it, you please do it. And he said, do it in 2 years and keep it as utmost secret. And I am telling you, the country has done it, and the country has done it with keeping it utmost secret activity. No one knows. The people who are working also, they do not know that they are working for this mission, but they worked for it. And when actually the missile went up and it has hit the satellite, the fellows who have worked, what has happened, what it has hit now, why it has hit it. That is the type of a thing which has been maintained. And just in 2 years, the people worked day and night, almost 20 hours a day for 2 years, and made this country make such a successful mission, and the world was astonished to see that India has done such a mission. That is the capability what it is there in the country. Look at many things. We all know, we all have heard about a gun called Bofors gun. We have imported a Bofors gun, and that became a lot of news everywhere. And whereas we didn't have a gun at all in this country. But then a decision was taken at any cost, let us develop a gun here in the country, and the country has developed a gun. And the gun, which is called ATACS, 155 artillery gun, and last year Independence Day in Red Fort, that gun, while Prime Minister was speaking, ceremonially a gun will be fired, and this gun was fired. Prime Minister was so happy, and then he was so elevated, he said, 75 साल के बाद ये देश में लाल किला में इंडिपेंडेंस डे के अवसर पर देश में बनाया का गन आवाज हम सुनाया है करके. He was so proudly addressed to the nation. And I want to tell you here, that gun what we have made is the world's best gun. The gun what it can fire, the range. Nowhere in the entire world that the range of that gun is available today except in India. That is the type of a gun it has made. We must have been late, but then we have made the world's best gun today here in the country. And today I can say, we are a power. We don't depend on anybody. We are a power in missiles. We are a power in radars. We are a power in torpedoes. We are a power in electronics warfare. We are AWACS systems, aircrafts, submarines, communication systems, many things. Today we have developed our own aircraft carrier Vikramaditya, which Prime Minister has launched it, with more than 80% indigenous content into it, including the steel what is required for it has been produced here in the country, certified for the marine applications and everything for the submarines also. We are developing our own, we are producing our own submarines here in this country. You look at many things. Something was mentioned again in the biodata was air independent propulsion. A submarine, if it has to stay underwater for 15 days, which is an essential requirement for a submarine that should not surface every day, there is a technology called air independent propulsion which only Germany has done till now in the world. There is one more country which is attempting to do it. India has successfully produced it and getting incorporated into all our submarines, becoming the second nation or third nation in the world that we could develop such a complex technology in the world today. Many things like this, if you talk about today, we have developed light combat aircraft. And see, such a fantastic aircraft, even though we have developed late, already Indian Air Force has given 123 numbers order on the Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. You must have seen the last month in newspapers that Air Force is thinking 100 more light combat aircraft, 100 more. It is a completely indigenous thing. And we are now trying to develop LCA Mark II. And we are developing the 5th generation fighter aircraft, advanced medium combat aircraft, which will be invisible to the radars and all that is one thing what we are developing here in the country. And we are developing lightweight tank when it is required to go to the mountains. We are one of the very few countries in all this technology, whatever we talk. If an enemy launches a ballistic missile on us, we can attack it and we can destroy it at mid-air and somewhere 100 or 200 kilometers altitude. India is probably the 3rd country or 4th country in the world who have developed such a technology, and we can neutralize a ballistic missile which is coming. You must have been hearing a lot of news about Israel and all that, but India has already done that. There are so many technologies. The way you can do, if you trigger in this country and motivate the people in the country, wondrous jobs. Imagine just the way the country has responded to COVID. No other country in the entire world has responded the way we have responded. Within no time we developed 2 axles here in this country and supplied to such a large population in the country. Not only supplying here, we started supplying to the entire world that whoever wants vaccines, you do not have vaccines and you are not getting supply of vaccines, we are ready, we will give you to the vaccines working. And when you look at it, I just give you a couple of examples. In this country, the PPEs, what these people need to use. We were producing by the time before the COVID coming 47,000 PPEs per year. Per year we were producing here 47,000. And when the COVID came, we were looking for lakhs and lakhs. So we started importing from China. So Honorable Prime Minister took the decision, no, produce in the country very fast, very quick. I don't know what you people do. Taking a committees formed, secretaries of group of secretaries have been formed. I am telling you from that day, 15 days, laboratories have been created, industries have been brought in, technologies have been created. By about 21st day, this country started producing 6 lakhs PPEs per day. 47,000 PPEs to 6 lakhs PPEs a day. And we exported. We started importing from China. Masks, PPEs, whatever it is. And we didn't have ventilators. People were looking for ventilators. There were hardly any ventilators in the country and nobody is ready to supply because everybody wants it. And there were no parts being supplied. There were no aircrafts running. But the country decided we need to have at least about 55,000 ventilators for this country. Again I am telling you, that day decision is taken, industries were opened, people who have gone home, workers, they were all brought back, scientists started working. Day and night, every scientist has left home around 4 o'clock in the morning and coming back again 9 o'clock. And I am telling you, 9th of April, the decision is given that you should develop ventilators, and they designed, developed, produced every small part which is not available in this country. Industries were opened, they were all made and gone to hospitals, various doctors tested, software upgrade, changes in the ventilators, and again getting certification from the hospitals, at least 7-8 hospitals in the country. And 14th of August, 30,000 ventilators were delivered in this nation. 30,000 ventilators in just about a matter of 4 months, right from design to release in that condition. See, look at talking about oxygen plants. There were no oxygen plants available and the cylinders you will not be able to supply, and so you need every hospital, at least one hospital in a district or 2 hospitals in a district, you need to have oxygen plants. That is a decision again taken by Prime Minister, who has been regularly taking. Every week he had a review with every day. And then oxygen plants, we made something small oxygen generation system for fighter pilots of LCA, light combat aircraft. When they go to 30,000, 35,000 feet, you need oxygen for that, and so you develop a small oxygen plant. And the same thing has been expanded to produce 1,000 liters per minute. And that decision is given again, we need in every district and more than almost about 1,000 oxygen plants across the country within 4 months. And in fact, I tell you, the day decision is given, within 3 days, 22 industries were given the technology transfers. They were all over the country, people were brought, they were flown in aircrafts and everything. 22 industries were given. And by 4th month, they have been produced 1,000, they have been commissioned, installed, commissioned at every place in the country, whether Arunachal, you talk about Andaman, you talk about Lakshadweep, everywhere 1,000 liters and 500 liters oxygen plants have been installed just within 4 months. Nowhere in the entire world you can see such type of a thing can happen. Only in this country it can happen. What is required is motivation and right trigger and right infrastructure or right environment to be created. And that is what is required. So we have the capabilities, we have the will. You see, we have been importing defense equipment in a big way. We have been one of the leading importers in the entire world of defense equipment. And it is now turning around. We have now started exporting. Last year, it was almost 18,000 crores worth of defense equipment has been exported from India, where we were importing. Now we have started exporting. And this year it will be much more. I am telling you, within 2-3 years, we will be one of the leading exporters. Today, light combat aircrafts, our tanks, our radars, our guns, our BrahMos missile, our Akash missile, so many things, so many countries are asking and continuously inquiries are going on, a lot of things are happening and everybody is trying to do. The way earlier companies used to come and sell here, now they are saying that we are coming, let us work together and develop together a best equipment in the world. We are now no more looking India as a market, we are looking India as a partner. That is the scenario change has come. So India And that's why I said India is evolving itself very quickly, very fast. And in no, maybe probably in just a couple of years, we'll be emerging to the top. Both economic side, technology side, innovation side, whatnot and all that mechanism, the way they are emerging. And in the same thing with the education sector also. The country's education institutions, the rankings are evolving. They're changing. If you look at about 10-15 years back, in the first 500 rankings, probably we didn't have one institution in the country. And today, we have many which have come to the first 500. And we have come to 200 also. And we are now trying to attempt to get into the first 100. Probably again, this also will be a surge happening and the country will evolve again in this direction also, becoming one of the best institutions in the world. So that is the sea change what is happening. So in this scenario, institutions like Gurudawalari Indian College have to play an important role, particularly the institutions which are in the rural area of the country and working for the people of the rural area, have to come out, as I said, the roadmap to evolve itself as one of the best institutions. It is a very good institute, there is no doubt about it. As I said right in the beginning, it has a name by itself. But we have to evolve ourselves to the changing scenario and make others. Particularly, India is a rural economy base. India's rural areas are very, very, very important. If India has to have sustainable conditions, sustainable energy and clean environment, it is important that our rural areas are developed a lot. And connected people should be encouraged and given the facility in such a way that they stay more and more in the rural areas, then majority of the problems of the country will be resolved and continue to become sustainable. This is a very important thing. And so having institutions in this rural area, having industries in the rural area, having good connectivity to that, and you will be able to go anywhere within no time is a very, very important thing. And so, and it is good that Sri Seshadri Rao Garu and Ashwat Narayan Sharma Garu thought about having in a village a college like this, and from Polytechnic to now more than about 10,000-12,000 students studying here, and the institution is growing day by day. And such things should come up everywhere. And many of the people who have come out are from rural areas. Same thing we are seeing Hanuman Chaudhary Garu, he is from Angaluru here only next door, next village from here. Abdul Kalam ji has also come from Rameshwaram in a very, very small family, Ramanathpuram. Many people who have seen, they have all studied, most of them, the rural background, and also you have the urban background, and you have a mixture of this, and both you have understood and you have seen, and so you have learned how to be part of the Indian culture here. Even I studied in my own village, which is a remote village, up to 10th class in my own village in a Telugu medium school, and we also have come up now. So this is the way. So people here who are studying here need not be just saying that I am studied, I am this thing and all that. Aim to become big. Become leaders. Become global leaders. You can also become, the chief of Microsoft and companies like that and all that from the institutions which have come like this, and people get motivated here. So, put the aims are very big to make this country a leader. That is what is the ambition of the leadership of the nation, to make the products for the world and lead the world. So 2047, when we complete 100 years of independence, India should become a leader, is the ambition of the nation today. So our all work towards each and every one in this country should work to make this India become a leader. That's why I was telling about Professor Sunayan, I said, if you look at that Nalanda and Takshila University, entire world was coming and studying in our own universities in Nalanda and Takshila. Whereas we started going everywhere, years and all that. Now it has to become that people have to come here and study here in our academic institutes. They have to work in our industries here. They have to learn from here. And India should become a destination for them. And make that, with that, every product what we make, we should be exporting. Every nation should have an Indian product. And that is all possible with the innovations, the way youngsters are coming up, the way the startups are coming here in the country, the way industries are growing today, everywhere. Today you see in the defense, we were only earlier having the public sector units like Bell, what you have seen in Machilipatnam and BDL and HL and were doing. Today lots of private industries are producing. The gun, what I said, ATACMS gun is being produced by Bharat Forge Limited and Tata's. Pinaka is produced by L&T. Likewise, many of the missiles and bombs are also being produced by private industry. So that is the change which is happening, and through that change, let us see that India's products are there in the entire globe, and Indians are leading in every field, and we become the leader, and India lead, and which is very important for the world. India, if it leads, the world will have peace. This is also very, very important. India will lead in India will have peace. And so, it is a necessity for us to get inspired ourselves to work towards the goal, bring out our energies and capabilities in making India a proud nation. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Our beloved Chief Guest, Dr. G. Satish Reddy, to come forward and receive our honor as a token of appreciation to them.
I request Sri Satyanarayana Rao, Secretary and Correspondent, and Sri K.V. Krishna Rao, Vice President of Promoter Society, to kindly present the show to our esteemed Chief Guest, Dr. G. Satish Reddy. I request the other dignitaries to join the felicitation ceremony. I request Dr. Nageshwara Vallurpalli, Chairman, to honor with a memento. And I request Dr. B. Karnakumar, Principal and Convener, to offer him with a bouquet. I request the other dignitaries to join the felicitation ceremony.
Thank you, sir.